Sorry, I got worked up. Mad Dog, we have a pair. We have to do both of these, not together, but you roll the first one.
All right, here it is.
Hi, Eric. This is Lynn from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Hey, on Newsmax, on the ticker at the bottom of the screen, it says Bannon, close to Epstein, back Trump removal. And I was wondering if the guys from your show, I don't know if you could, Steve hasn't addressed that. And, of course, they have his name on the paperwork that came out of the Epstein files. And I just wonder why nobody's addressing that from your show. And I wondered if maybe you would, because people who are, fans of yours and fans of Steve Bannon, we'd like to know what's going on. Thanks.
All right, Lynn, here, I'm going to do this first. First of all, stop watching Newsmax. You're going to your mind will melt. They censor every single voice on that network. It all comes from one. They were pro-Ukraine. They were pro-vaccine. Stop watching Newsmax. I left there because I told them stop censoring my show. They said they wouldn't. I left on my own. They offered me a contract. I ripped up and said, no, goodbye, Newsmax. Stop watching them. They're awful. Second of all, running Bannon's name at the bottom, that's not conservative. That's not protecting one of ours. Bannon was a filmmaker before he was ever in politics. He was a documentary filmmaker. Bannon was making a film about Jeffrey Epstein. Now, let's talk about people who say just because you're mentioned in a list doesn't mean you did anything wrong. Shall we? Let's roll the next voicemail.
Eric, did you know that Whoopi Goldberg denies ties to Jeffrey Epstein? Whoopi Goldberg's name was mentioned in the Epstein files because she was asking to use his plane to go to a charity event in 2013 at Monaco and insisted it doesn't mean she's guilty of any wrongdoing. So it's fine for her to ask to take his plane to go to a charity event in Monaco. Nothing wrong. Trump flies on his plane and he's a pedophile. Go figure. Bye.
Yeah. And Trump, he's a pedophile, and Steve Bannon they're raking him through the muck because he did 50 hours of taping a documentary, which was going to be very valuable at some point. You can't blame Bannon for wanting. It'd be like blaming someone doing an interview with a high-profile, murderer on NBC. You can't do that. It was a documentary he was working on. And let me just tell you something else about Alan Dershowitz coming on the show saying Clinton did nothing wrong just because he flew on the plane. It's a different story. Clinton just didn't fly on the plane. We have video of Clinton in hot tubs with young girls and Ghislaine Maxwell. We have Clinton doing really, really weird things. So don't compare Bannon and Clinton. And certainly Whoopi, don't trash Bannon if you did it yourself too.